Hey there, buckle up because Elon Musk just dropped a political bombshell that got the whole US talking. On July 5th, 2025, he announced that he is planning to start a brand new political party in the US called the America Party. But why? Why is he doing this? Was he super mad about President Trump's new tax and spending bill signed on the 4th of July 2025, which Elon says will pile 3.3 to 5 trillion US dollars in national debt? Well, we will say yes, because honestly, he'd warned he will launch this party if the bill passes, and boom, it passes. And he followed through. Musk asked his millions of followers on X if they are ready to ditch the same old Republican Democrat drama. And over 80% of 5.6 million people who reacted said, yeah, we want something new. This is a big deal because Musk is going head to head with the biggest names in politics, including President Trump himself. With his tons of cash, fame, and die-hard fans, Musk might have a chance to shake things up, but it's going to be a crazy ride. Now, like we all know, Musk is no stranger to doing the impossible. He built rocket with SpaceX when NASA thought he couldn't. And he made electric cars cool with Tesla even when big oil companies laughed him off. Now he's taking on the toughest game in town, American politics. Here's the catch though, don't feel too excited. No third party has ever won a presidential election since Abraham Lincoln in 1860. Most attempts just crash and burn. The system is built to keep the two big parties, Democrats and Republicans, in charge. So why is it so hard for a new political party to break through? And what must plan to crack this puzzle? Let's break it down in a way anyone can get to understand fully. Well, there are 4 giant roadblocks that make it super hard for new political parties to succeed in the US. And these giant roadblocks are massive. Massive, like you hear me. But we will decode them all, here and now. First, getting on the ballot is a total pain. Let me explain why and how. To run for office, the party has to get on the ballot in each state. And that's literally like climbing a mountain. Unlike other countries, in US, states demand tons of signatures from voters, like 219,000 in California in just 105 days period, 113,000 in Texas in just 70 days period, and 145,000 in Florida. That's like asking thousands of people to sign your yearly book in a hurry. It takes huge amount of money, time, tons of volunteers to perform that task, which Democrats and Republicans have in spade. In their store. They have huge strong teams and cash to make this easy. But new parties, they did be lucky to cover even one state in that specified period. Secondly, election cost a fortune. Money is a big hurdle. Running a campaign is like buying a fancy yacht. It's crazy expensive. The big two parties raise hundreds of millions each election cycle. From January 2023 to June 2024, Democrat and Republican raised over $600 million each. While third parties all together might scrape just a few millions, maybe just around $4 million, less than 1% of the total. This means Democrats and Republicans can flood platforms like television stations, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and billboards with ads, shouting, "Vote for us! Vote for us!" New parties with their tiny budget get drowned out like a whisper in a rock concert. And the third roadblock is no spotlight, no chance. Media access is a problem, especially for presidential debate, which is very crucial for this run. Do you ever watch a presidential debate? They are a big deal. 67 million people tuned in to see Trump versus Harris in 2024. That's to tell you how very important it is. But third party candidates, they are almost never invited. The last one that made it was in 1992, which was Ross Perot. To qualify to be on that stage, you need to be on enough state ballots to win 270 electoral votes and hit 15% in 4 national polls. That's what it takes to become a president in the US. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. got close to 13% in 2024 but was left out. And Joel Stein, who's run a bunch of times, never made it. No TV time means no exposure. Without exposure, that party can't raise money or even build support. No rigorous campaign tapping them into a cycle of invisibility. The fourth roadblock is winner takes all rules. The US electoral system is winner takes all. Here's where it gets brutal. In the US, the candidate who get the most votes in a state, like 51% in Texas with 38 electoral votes, takes all the votes for president. The loser gets nothing, absolutely nothing. Compare that to a country like Nigeria where smaller parties can win local seats and build power. Take example of NNPP, Consensus Party. This party was created and contested in national election all within a year. winning gubernatorial seats, senators, and even reps and other positions, all because they could win local races. But in the US, even a strong third party effort like Perot's 19% in 1992 gets zero electoral votes. This makes people think and wary of their votes. Why vote for any party if they can't win? And to avoid wasting their time and energy, they stick with the big two. This warlord block blocks a lot of third parties' chances to win this. But nevertheless, people are so fed up. And if people are fed up, it means they can give their support in some ways. Now let's look into this. Most big idea is hitting at the perfect time because Americans are fed up with the two-party system. In 2012, about 53% of people thought the system was broken. But by 2023, that jumped to 64%. Why are the US citizens so frustrated? Here are the three big reasons Americans are frustrated. First is polarization. Polarization is like a tug of war. It's out of control, therefore affecting government negatively. The Democrats are pulling way left and the Republicans way right. Our regular folks in the middle are left scratching their head homeless. Most Americans want a mix of ideas, like lower taxes from the right and better schools from the left. But the major parties ignore them, busy catering for their loudest, most extreme fans, ignoring everyone else. Second is voting out of fear, not love. Many voters back a candidate not because they love them, but because they fear the other side. For instance, in 2016, over half of Trump voters and nearly half of Clinton voters picked their candidate not because they were super excited about them, but because they were scared of the other side winning. It's like choosing broccoli over spinach because you hate spinach more, not because you love broccoli. I hope we understand this. The third is big money over people. Both parties often put corporate interests over people's need. They often seem to care more about rich corporations than everyday folks. Take drug prices, for instance. Americans want cheaper meds, but pharmaceutical companies throw millions at politicians, and that do block changes. We'll look at the 2023 defense budget, $877 billion, passed by both parties despite voters wanting more focus on things like school and hospital instead. Both parties said, sure, let's spend it. So with this, no wonder people are super mad about the system. Well, before getting overwhelmed about this, let's take a step back and look into what the American Party is all about in the first place. Elon says it's about giving people back their freedom and fighting the one-party system that bankrupted the country with waste. He's mad about the big spending in Trump's bill and wants a party that focuses on cutting government waste and keeping the economy strong. He's not aiming to win presidency, or at least not yet, but wants to grab a few key seats in Congress, maybe 2 or 3 Senate seats, and 8 to 10 House seats to have a say in a close votes. Think of it like Elon trying to be the tiebreaker in Washington's big fight. He's also hinted at supporting folks like Representative Thomas Massie, a Republican who is against Trump's bill, and maybe even crypto-friendly politicians since Elon loves cryptocurrency, but he hasn't laid a full plan or specific policies yet. So it's still a bit of mystery. Okay, so history says third party don't win, or at least find it super hard to. But Elon isn't your average player. He's like a real-life Tony Stark. Here's why he might have a shot, even if it's a long one. First, he's got serious cash. Musk is one of the richest people on earth, worth over $350 billion according to some estimates today. With that in his domain, to his name, and far more under his control, he can pay for campaigns out of his own pocket without begging for donations or bowing to big shot lobbyists. Staying free from lobbyist influence. That's like having a superpower in politics via monitors. Secondly, X is his megaphone. His platform X, with 335 million active users and 221 million followers of his own, gives him a big voice. Musk got a louder voice than many news channels. If TV debates exclude his candidate, he can just host his own on his platform X and reach millions. This man is a problem solver. Ballot access is tough, but Musk's resources and startup brain, building rockets and making Tesla a global name and skyrocketing their stock could tackle the crazy ballot rules. Getting 219,000 signatures in California, tough, but Musk got the money and hustled to make it happen. And again, he's got the plan. Musk isn't aiming to win the presidency, or at least not yet. He's targeting a few key races. Like I said earlier, 2 to 3 Senate seats and 8 to 10 House seats to get his foot in the door to shake up Congress. And I actually think this is a very smart move. And again, he's also shifted politically. He's actually leaning into right-wing ideas and stepping into the heart of American power. With his money, influence, and speed, Elon could launch a third party. with a kind of momentum we've never seen. The only question is how much he's willing to commit. If Elon goes all in, we might see a political shake-up like never before. But hold up, it's not all about smooth sailing. Building a party could take years, maybe even a decade, and cost hundreds of millions. Elon is new to politics, and some folks aren't thrilled with him right now, especially after his short stint helping Trump's Department of Government Efficiency dodge, which made some messy cuts. Plus, his America party might just split the Republican vote, accidentally helping Democrats win instead of taking over. And voters might stick with the big two because that's what they know. Oh, and some investors are worried about Musk's focus on politics could hurt Tesla, with its stock dropping nearly 7% after this announcement we are talking about. So what happens now? Elon hasn't filed official papers to make this America party a real thing yet. And that's a big hurdle since the Federal Electoral Commission needs to approve it. He's been chatting with ex-users about ideas for the party, which shows he's serious about building support. He's also got his eye on the 2026 midterm election, where he plans to back candidates to challenge Republicans who supported Trump's bill. But experts say creating a national party is like launching a rocket to Mars. Possible for Musk, but it will take time, money, and a lot of smart moves. He might try teaming up with existing parties like Libertarian to get head start, or convince some Republicans like Thomas Massey to join him. Either way, Elon's got to keep his fans excited and find candidates who can actually win. And lastly, Musk's American party is a huge swing at a system that's been seen to be the same forever. He's tapping into a real hunger for change. People are tired of same old fight and want someone to listen to them, not just cooperation. Even if he doesn't win big, Elon could push the big parties to rethink their priorities. Like how Ross Perot got people talking about the deficit in the 90s, imagine a world where a new party actually get a seat at the table. Wouldn't that be something? I believe you believe this. Thanks for hanging out with me on this, and if you love this section into Musk's big plan, give it a big thumbs up to keep the channel going, and hit the subscribe button for more simple breakdowns of business, politics, and everything in between. Got a question or want more? Drop it in the comment, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you, and we love you.